When you get ready to sell your home, one of the questions that might pop into your mind is, when is the best time to sell my home? So the short answer is any time of the year, year-round is pretty much a good time to sell your home. And this isn't a fake, false answer. This is truly a real answer backed by data. However, data also supports that there's typically a very high transaction period which occurs throughout the year, and this happens in the months between May, June, and July in our local real estate market. So during the months of May, June, and July, we see a spike in transactions, meaning more people decide to move during those months than they do in other months. And a lot of times this has to do with the fact it's summertime. Kids are out of school, and so families feel that this is the best time to go ahead and move their families. Now, in the wintertime, we tend to see a slowdown in transactions. Again, this is due to the holidays, due to the fact kids had just started school, so there's not really good convenience of moving in the winter times for families in particular. But there's still transactions happening every single day, 365 per year. So there's not one specific month or 2 months or 3 months. Transactions happen year round, as this is just how the market works. It's an efficient market. There's buyers, there's sellers. They come together every single day and make real estate transactions happen. So if you're worried about selling your home in any particular month, just know that there are plenty of buyers out there looking for homes every single month. We currently still have a low supply of inventory. So this is favorable to sellers right now because buyers just don't have a lot of options. I was recently helping a seller price his home, and he was in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range. So I looked up his competition to show him what other homes were currently for sale in his price range, and we only came up with 3 other homes in his price range. So this is not a lot of options for buyers. If a buyer is looking in that $400,000 to $500,000 price range and they only see 3 homes for sale, they're going to be competing with all these other buyers that are also searching in the same price range. So again, that's something to consider that really impacts timing of the sale, is looking at the overall supply of inventory on the market. So in times like these where inventory is still low, it's generally a good time to sell the home year round. There's no specific months, but if you want to have more competition, you're going to not want to sell in the spring because this is when all the other sellers start putting their homes up for sale. So it's kind of a reverse mindset. If you start putting your home up for sale in that May, June, July window, just realize there's going to be lots of transactions going on, as lots of other sellers are also picking these specific months to sell their homes. So you may find yourself with increased competition from other sellers. Now, not to say that your home still won't sell fast and won't still sell for a high price, because during these months we also see an uptick in the number of buyers looking to buy and looking to purchase a home. So this kind of can cancel out the increased number of sellers when you have an increased number of buyers. So the market still stays pretty even heeled like it does each of the other months throughout the year. So when we sit down to look over a home that I'm potentially going to be listing for a client, we're going to analyze the competition, how many homes are on the market right now in your particular price range to give you an idea of your competition. And we're going to look at the average days on market that these typically are selling so that you can get a feel for how long your home might sit for sale, to figure out kind of how big the buyer pool is in terms of demand in this price range. So every price range is going to have different demand levels because people have different affordability rates. So a lot more people can afford $100,000 and $200,000 homes than they can in that $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 price range. So you're going to see the buyer pool start to shrink in some of the higher price ranges as people's incomes just cannot support those higher prices. So that's something to consider. Competition, number of days on market typically that homes are taking to sell in your home's particular price range. This is all data I will provide to you in a market report when we sit down and we go over your home specifically.